Today I wanted to read Proverbs 31, but for the men. We all know verses 10 through 31 that talk about an ode to a capable wife. But I wanted to talk about what it means to be a king. And hopefully your aspiration as a man is to be a leader, is to be a king in your community. Proverbs 31, 1 through 10 says, the words of King Lemuel, oracle that his mother taught him. No, my son, no son of my womb, no son of my vows. Do not give your strength to woman, your ways to those who destroy kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine or for rulers to desire strong drink, or else they would drink and forget what has been decreed, and will pervert the rights of all of the afflicted. Before I even actually became SDA, that was a big thing to get me to realize I need to stop drinking. If I consider myself a ruler, then I do need to be of sober mind. And this isn't the only time the Bible actually mentions this. The Bible mentions this when it says, be of sober mind, because the enemy walks around like a roaring lion. And so it's something we have to be extremely careful about. We don't want to allow our mind to become infested with toxic thoughts. We don't want to become vulnerable, really, in any ways that allow us to be corrupted by the enemy. It continues on to say, give strong drink to one who is perishing and wine to those in bitter distress. Let them drink and forget their poverty and remember their misery no more. So again, as king, we're expected to have strength and we're expected to be extremely appreciative of the life that we have. So with that, it continues on to the fact that we don't need to be drinking. That is meant for those who are in poverty. That is meant for those who are in depression. But if you're a leader, you can't succumb to your depression. You have to be ready to lead for your community at all times. And so we don't get the liberty of being able to drink and forget. Verse 8 says, speak out for those who cannot speak, for the rights of all the destitute. I really love this one. If you want to be a leader, you don't get to ignore the oppressed. You know, you see a lot of hope core and man strength videos that always talk about look out for yourself, build up only yourself, don't worry about all the sheep, you're a lion, you're all... No, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says those are the people that you are supposed to advocate for. So if you see someone who is not doing well, you see someone who needs, you are supposed to speak out for them. You're supposed to be a voice to the voiceless. Verse 9 says, speak out, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy. I think this is a big one in today's world. We're pushing the rights of the poor and the needy right under the rug, and we don't even care about it. In fact, the person leading the country is doing this. The person who you can literally try and say, okay, they're supposed to follow this for sure. We're not getting righteous judgment. We're not getting the rights of the poor and the rights of the needy being defended. You're supposed to defend their rights. You're supposed to be their biggest advocate. And if you do not subscribe to the fact that you're a king, then at least when you look at leaders in the community, when you look at leaders in the kings of this world who might literally have that title, you should be voting for the person who does this. And one thing for any woman who may be watching this, one thing I would be sure to tell my daughter is to begin to judge her man to these standards. Does he care about those who can do nothing for him? Is he someone who likes to go out and get drunk, get high, do whatever kind of drugs I guess they're going to have when she of age? Or is he someone who's going to have a sober mind so he can look out, so he could be a protector? Because we see throughout the Bible that it says a man is a protector. And if you see, all these traits are about protecting those who need protecting.